What's up, everybody? Yeah, I thought I'd kind of do real quickly, best as I can, within a time limit, because I'll probably upload these today. Probably upload them today, if I can. I thought I'd kind of talk about, mainly talk about, Ring of Honor Winner Takes All, the 13th anniversary show. Now, by watching and recording, because yes, I did record it, this pay-per-view, I have basically watched and recorded one pay-per-view. I'm not counting the multiple pay-per-views from like WWE and WCW, but I have, for once in my lifetime, and I know I'm not the only one, but I know that I'm now one of those people that have watched at least one, ordered and watched at least one pay-per-view from every major wrestling promotion that I've known. From WWE, WCW, ECW, TNA, which was the weekly show at the time, the second week, when AJ Styles won the X Division title for the very first time. To WWA, World Wrestling All Stars. I can't even think of the name. I know is that was it called ICW or was it called IPW or something like that? Out of Australia with that Rodman Down Under pay-per-view. As well as New Japan with Wrestle Kingdom 9, and now Ring of Honor with Winner Take All. And Winner Take All, I will say this. I can understand, in a sense, why fans like Ring of Honor. You know, they treat their events, the television shows, as well as the pay-per-views, as if they're regular live events. You know, they treat them like they're regular house shows. You know, they don't really put too much stock into like production or anything like that. They just treat them like regular house shows and stuff. And they let the wrestlers, men and women, kind of do their thing, give them more freedom. So I can kind of understand why fans like Ring of Honor for that style, and why they like other indie feds, major or mid-major, because of the fact that they treat the pay-per-views, the pay-per-views, with that kind of, treat them the same way, and put them together the same way they would their regular live events and house shows. And so I'm guessing, that's why fans, so I'm guessing, in my opinion, that's why fans like Ring of Honor and promotions like it. Now, does that mean this was a good pay-per-view? Well, I'll say this, it's decent. You had some good matches. I mean, the opening match between Seidel and Alexander was a good one. It was a good opener. One of the kind of openers you want to see out of any wrestling promotion to really get you on your feet. It was a good showing for both guys, and Seidel did win with the Seidel Shooting Star Press. Trying to remember what we went into after that. Oh yeah, we went into which was a glorified squash. It was a glorified squash, basically. I mean, Mark Briscoe got some offense in, but in the end, it was just a glorified squash to showcase the Moose character. And To me, if I'm Ring of Honor, I keep I keep tabs on Moose. I kind of keep my hands around Moose. I kind of keep him in check. I kind of keep him on a leash, because I do not need a company like WWE, because I know because believe me, I think anybody listening to this knows WWE saw what Moose can do, and they're like, this guy we want this guy, we can mold this guy. And I don't think Ring of Honor wants to lose that individual so soon, especially since they're positioning him to probably become the Ring of Honor World Champion. So that's all you had there. It was almost a glorified squash. The three-way, the triple threat tag team match, well, basically triple two and a half tag team match, if you know what I mean, or triple and a half tag team match, whatever you want to call it, was good. I mean, it allowed Carl Anderson to really show that, not only does Ring of Honor see something in him, but New Japan sees something in him, because he almost won the match several times against the Kingdom and Addiction. One thing I think Daniels and Kazarian are happy about is at least they're able to let loose a little bit more and do some more stuff in Ring of Honor than they could ever do in TNA. So I know they're happy about that. In the end, the Kingdom won, and apparently they're setting up something between. And apparently this was done as part of the partnership between Ring of Honor and New Japan, because apparently they're setting something up to take place in Japan, maybe even at a Ring of Honor show, where the Bullet Club, Gallows, and Anderson are going to defend the belts against the Kingdom, those being the IWGP World Tag Team titles. And this is one thing about this pay-per-view as well. I didn't even know that. I mean, I knew New Japan had a pay-per-view this past month in Osaka, but I had no idea at that pay-per-view, because it wasn't broadcast here in the States. I had no idea AJ Styles, Anderson, and Gallows, as well as the Young Bucks, all won championship gold. I had no idea. But anyway, you have the Kingdom go over, kind of position them for a potential shot at the Ring of Honor tag titles, as well as the like I said, it looks like the IWGP World Tag titles are going to be the first up. The next up, I think we get BJ Whitmer and Roderick Strong, which was a good match. Apparently something happened with the Decade that caused Roderick to get tossed out and turn face. And I think it's because Ring of Honor wants to at least put the belt back on Roderick, because I think there's rumors going around that Roderick might be heading north. I think that's why, and they want to give him at least one last run with the company before that happens. So we'll see what happens there. But it was a good match. Roderick won. I think they kind of botched on his finishing move and everything, the lung blower, and so. But in the end, Roderick went over. It was nice storytelling in a sense, especially on behalf of Jimmy Jacobs' commentary, so I'll give him that. Especially how they kind of indicated the reason why Scum never wanted to have Whitmer in their group, and basically it's because they would get the Whitmer that we have and see now. So we get the Whitmer we now see. So it was a good match though, and got to give both sides credit for both men credit for going out and doing what they had to. Then we had Maria against ODB. One thing I will give Ring of Honor credit for is allowing Maria to be more of herself. and really develop as a character. So I really like that. But in the end, ODB won. I mean, they let Maria get some offense in, but in the end, ODB won. Got Jay Briscoe's title back, his custom-made belt back. So it was okay. I'm sure some people might think it was piss break time for that one, and maybe it was. Maybe it was. And then we got AJ Styles and ACH, a good matchup here. Really good showing for ACH as well as AJ. AJ Styles did end up winning, but again, just a good showing for both men, especially an up-and-comer like ACH. So that was really good to see. Then Ring of Honor did something that I think a lot of promotions should do. They put the primary focus, the main event focus of the card on their championships. We had Young Bucks against the Red Dragon. Really good tag match, probably one of the better tag team matches this year, and perhaps will be hard to follow by anybody. And in the end, Red Dragon ended up winning, but just a really good match. And honestly, I cannot wait to see a rematch between these two, possibly in an Iron Man-like kind of setting. Really can't. And then we had Jay Lethal and Alberto Del Rio. Good matchup here. Jay Lethal did go over thanks to some interference by Truth Martini. But I guess that's one reason Alberto was brought in, to kind of help put over the younger talent. And then of course we had the world title match, the winner-take-all four-way survival match. You could tell that in this match Hansen has a lot more to learn, so hopefully he'll get better. Like I say, hopefully he'll get better. In the end, Jay won, and obviously they're setting up to him and Joe because Joe made his return before the match. A really good matchup, and obviously the Knights of the Rising Dawn, something they've been playing up on ROH television, are really the Kingdom in disguise. So that's all I'm going to say on Winner Take All. I know it's not the best review, but it was a decent show. I'd say check it out if you can, and that's all I'm going to say.